Hey, you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Boost, Pinkman! I see you because I just broke my fan, y'all. Look at that. I just broke my fan. I broke my fan! Because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Christmas 2024, the album. The Christmas album. Dad. I'm so upset about this fan. Dad. Shimmy, shimmy. AF. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. Instead of drama, we get tricks. Maybe far away and maybe real nearby. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow. How are you guys doing today? That was a little Annie, the musical Annie montage for you. You know, I was just sitting here as I was filming this thinking, I actually started this on the front porch, but it got so loud outside and then it started raining because the landscapers are here and stuff. So I was like, I better bring this inside. And I actually had filmed about 10 minutes of this video. And so I was like, I had said in the video, I'm going to move this inside. And so I was just going to keep that part and whatever. And then I got up here and I was like, no, beast. No, just refilm the whole thing, right? But anyway, as I was sitting here and I was filming my Annie montage, the sun will come out tomorrow. I'm your daddy Warbucks. I'm nobody's daddy Warbucks. But anyway, I was sitting here and I was thinking, this is actually a true story. I've shared this on my vlog before, so you can go fact check it. I was thinking about like 8-year-old Peter Monn that used to listen to the album, the original soundtrack album, way back in the day, obviously, when I was 8 years old, right? And I would listen to the original soundtrack album, and my mom would be, like, in the kitchen, like, making dinner or whatever, you know? And then in my head, because I was an only child and I played imagination, like, all the time, right? So, it would be, like, me and a cast of, like, 4 of the other orphans, and we would all be, like, you know, auditioning for the show. And like in my head, I would have to do this audition, right? You know? And so I would be, of course, dressed up like an orphan, like little orphan Annie or something, right? You know? And I would sing, maybe far away or maybe real nearby, which was my favorite song from that whole. So that was always the song that I auditioned with, right? But then as we were standing there in the line, okay, and the director, in my imagination of my imaginary world, when the director would, you know, pick the final 3 and then the final 2, kind of like it was a pageant, but it was actually a casting call. And then, of course, I would get the role. And I would be like, oh, my God, I can't believe I'm going to play Annie. I was so excited, right? You know? And I had a little stuffed animal that was Sandy and the whole 9 yards and all that kind of stuff. I actually do in the basement here. I know this is hard to believe. But I do actually have an Annie doll that in her little pocket has a little Sandy dog in it. So, true story, I did. But if you had told 8-year-old Peter Monn that he was going to be singing to thousands and thousands of people down the road, he probably would have believed that. I think I thought at that point that I was gonna beast. Now from now on I can't flip the beast. I have to go. It's kind of like the wave in a football game, right? I have to go beast. I think that 8-year-old Peter Monn probably thought he was going to end up in a TV show like 8 is Enough, you know? 8 is enough to make this house a home. Or what was that other show that took place in Indianapolis, One Day at a Time? Do y'all remember that show? I watched all those horrible TV shows back in the day, and I loved every minute of it. Anyway, I truly did think that I was going to get cast in Annie, though. And my aunt, every year that it would, like, they would put it on at this dinner theater here in town. It's called Beef and Board. She would take me to it, and we always had to sit in the front row, and I loved it so much. I thought, get that girl off this stage. I'm a much better Annie, okay, any day. Put me in that red curly wig. I am a much better Annie, okay, than any of these fools, okay? You need to get me up there. I wanted to be Annie so bad. And what's so funny is I am not somebody, like, you know how they always talk about the gay gene and liking musicals and all that kind of stuff? I do not love a lot of musicals, okay? My mother, she loved musicals, but I do not love a lot of musicals. But Annie, I do love Annie. So, with that, beast! Okay, let's get to this video. So, you know, from time to time, I feel like it's important to respond to comments that I receive in my videos, okay? And no, this is not me doing like a funny haha. Yes, I'm going to include a couple funny comments at the beginning of this video because I got 2 comments on my lap that just like totally made me laugh my ass off. So anyway, I want to include those in the video. But I want to, by the way, I just want to say, I bought this sweatshirt 12 years ago at a thrift store, okay? This Iowa sweatshirt. It's like this vintage Iowa, like, hoodie from, okay. And it has not fit me since the day I got it. It's still a little tight, as you can see. But listen, I was like, listen, beast! I'm gonna wear this for this, because I put it on, I was like, oh, I could probably wear this out with a pair of jeans and look kind of cute in this, okay? It might be a little tight, but I could wear this out, as you guys are like, yeah, as it's buckling under your arms and things like that. But I was like, listen, I haven't worn this shirt in 12 years, and I have lost weight. I'm the lowest that I have ever been in like 11 and a half years, and I'm like, damn it, Janet. Yo, Janet, I'm about to get this. You want this, but do you really think that you can get this out? First you dissed this, now you want to kiss this. Tell them, girls! Too late, you missed this. Because we need a man that's swift, quick, and clever, ready at the drop of the dime to do whatever, not trying to front or fake to save face, because I'm with that day, anytime, any place. Tell him, Jay, you want this? But anyway, I was like, listen, you want this? You want me to start an OnlyFans for my feet? Okay, no, that's not going to happen, okay? Now, I might be starting an OnlyFans. You know, all these people out there, they're starting OnlyFans and stuff. I do think I need to address this probably, okay, about starting my OnlyFans. All these people... You know, people all the time say to me, like, oh, you should start an OnlyFans. Like, I mean, you would be so surprised that people out there that you don't even know have OnlyFans. They just don't market it, right? And they're like, you should start an OnlyFans because you would make so much money. I'm like, nobody's wanting to see this. And they're like, oh my God, yes, everybody would buy it to see it once. I'm like, that is such an insult. Okay, why would you not want to come back for more and more and more, okay? Listen, I am literally the Ryan's buffet that keeps on giving, okay? Trust, okay? Why do you think my husband is stuck around for 15 years next week, okay? Next week, my husband and I have been together for 15 years and married for 12. And I think that is quite an accomplishment, okay? And I am very, very proud of that. But he keeps on coming back to this Ryan's buffet for 15 years, okay? So listen, I'm the gift that keeps on giving. So if I was to start an OnlyFans, okay, you think you're going to come once? No, I'm going to trap you into that membership, okay? You better best believe I'm going to trap you into that membership if you think you're going to get these goodies or these cookies or cakes or whatever the kids call it these times. They call it pies, apple pies. Anyway, sugar cream pie. But I am really, truly thinking about starting OnlyFans. What do y'all think about that? Now, back in the day, I used to say that if I was going to, because it's all about the money, you know? When you're a YouTuber and you're an influencer and all this kind of stuff, it's all about the money, right? Everything you do is about the money, which is why I did a video yesterday, a magazine video that is, hold on a second, it is currently sitting at, currently sitting at 4.7 thousand views. I obviously did that video for the money. I'm making a lot of money off that video. Make a lot of money off them Peterisms videos. But listen, when you are a YouTuber of the world, this is my best advice, okay? People ask me all the time, I want to start a channel on YouTube. What is your best advice? My best advice, okay, is to follow people like Jaclyn Hill, Laura Leach, I'm sorry. I keep on saying Laura Leach. I've been watching too many old school drama videos trying to re-educate myself about things, okay? Jaclyn Hill, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, Daniel Prada, all them people, okay? If you want to be as famous as them, just here's my #1 piece of advice. Do it for the money, okay? Don't have any morals. Don't have any integrity. Don't do it because you love it. Don't do it because you're passionate about it. Seriously, pray to the almighty baby Jesus that you just make a lot of money off of it. Just do it for the money, okay? Don't do it because you're passionate about it. Don't do it because you love it. Don't do it because you feel inclined that you have to do it. Like when I started on BookTube, I felt like that was a community that I had to be part of. I was like, if I'm not part of this community, I don't know how I'm going to keep on going on, right? Yeah. So don't do it for any of those reasons, okay? Do it for the money, okay? And probably the majority of you out there will literally get millions of views and be able to turn your life into lifestyles of the rich and famous, okay? I'm just telling you. It will come to all of you. That was a joke. Did you get that? Okay. So anyway, what was I saying about the money? I don't even remember what I was saying about the money. Oh, the OnlyFans, But listen, okay, I don't make enough money on the YouTubes no more. So I got to start an OnlyFans, okay? Now, I'm going to give you guys some exclusive content that you're only going to get on this video today, okay? Now, you're going to have to go over if you want to see more on my OnlyFans, okay? Listen, you want the nudes, and I'm talking, listen, I ain't talking no noodles, okay? I'm talking straight up nudes of the world, okay? You want all this. You want this, as Janet Jackson says. You want the nudes? Okay, you're going to have to come over to my OnlyFans and you're going to have to pay for it. No, I'm being serious from now on, okay? Ain't nothing for free in this world. We done learned that, okay, from all them fools out there. Ain't nothing for free, and I ain't giving it away for free no more, okay? You want to come over, you want to see these noodles, then you need to come over to my OnlyFans and you need to pay my $14.99, okay? But I am going to give you guys an exclusive preview to my OnlyFans, okay? So, for this one time, okay, introductory offer for free, you get to see my uncensored elbow, okay? So there's my uncensored elbow and my uncensored pinky. Now, if you come over to my OnlyFans, you might get to see a lot more. I tried to flip this fan, it wouldn't work. I miss you so much, okay? Now, if you come over to my OnlyFans, you might get to see a lot more, okay? I'm just saying, you might, okay? Back in the day, I used to say if I was going to do OnlyFans, I'd wear, like, you know, like, a shirt and tie, and then, like, boxer shorts, and, like, those stockings, you know, with the, you know, like, how men dressed, like, in the 40s and things like that, and it would be real sexy and things. Ain't nobody paying for that. Don't nobody care, okay? People only pay for OnlyFans to straight up see the nudes and the sex, okay? That's the truth of the nature all day long, okay? When people want to talk about, well, I'm singing songs on OnlyFans, well, ain't nobody buying it, okay? Nobody's buying those songs over on OnlyFans unless you're singing nude. Ain't nobody doing it. So anyway, from time to time, I think that it's important for me to do a video where I address, like, comments that I get. And no, I'm not going to be doing a bunch of funny things, but I am going to throw in some funny things. But I did want to comment about some rather serious comments that and I'm being completely honest about this, okay? I wanted to comment about some rather serious comments that I got that brought up some serious topics that I thought needed further clarification. There's also a correction that I need to make on my video from Tati yesterday that was brought to my attention, and I want to explain why I thought what I thought, but I also want to correct it because I think it's important, okay? So that's going to be the thing that we start with. Oh, it just started pouring down rain. But before we get into that, you know, I said a couple videos ago that I was going to start picking, like, my favorite most nasty. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. My favorite nasty comment of the day and my favorite funniest comment of the day. Well, today I'm just going to pick my two favorite comments, okay? Because these just totally made me live, and I love them so much. So the first one was on my James Charles video, okay? Where I was talking about his TikTok and all that. And, you know, his TikTok, where he wanted to shove a burrito somewhere. You remember all that? Okay. So Brian, who watches all my videos on all my channels, he is so sweet, and he leaves the funniest comment. So anyway, Brian posted this comment, and he said, on my James Charles video, he said, this video is sponsored by ... my bussy. Listen, if I never hear the word bussy again, as long as I live, it'll be too soon, okay? My bussy brings all the boys to the yard, and then what? James Charles, he can't get a date, okay, even begging to send plane tickets to people up in his DMs, all right? James Charles can't get a date to save his life, all right? But he wants to talk about shoving a frozen, microwaved burrito up his pussy. Girl, have at it, okay? If that's the lovemaking that you need, shove that frozen, and I know that that's not what he meant, okay? And what he meant was even more problematic than what people even heard from that. But if you want to shove a frozen bean and beef burrito up your bussy, hey, have at it all day long, okay? I hope you don't end up in the ER and have to have that stuff taken out. That's all I'm going to say. Then, my next favorite comment, hold on a second, where is it at? My next favorite comment is from this person that said, unfortunately, Peter does not mention Sally Joe in this video. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like, they're, you know, mentioning Sally Joe and Judy Smith, and I always say that, right? And then I looked at the profile picture, and I was like, oh, that's a picture of me. Like, this person, they're trying to get in. Like, at first I was kind of like, what? What's going on? They're trying to get in, right? And I was like, that's a picture of me. That's a cute picture of me. They used a cute picture of me, right? And then I look at the name of the profile, and I literally just lost it, okay? And, okay, now, if you don't know what I've been talking about recently in my videos, I talked about how somebody, and I think I don't know if this person took offense to it because they haven't done it since. It really did not hurt my feelings. I really could care less. If every comment is a timestamp of my videos, I really do not care, okay? I make jokes about it. I say that my videos start at 0.00, on and on and on. Because in all honesty, I mean, my videos are so riddled with jokes and humor, and sometimes very serious opinions, but not often. Like, that's not what I love to do over here. That if you're coming to my videos literally just for the take of the drama and the receipts, like, I'm probably not the channel where you're gonna, I mean, there are a lot of channels out there that are just giving the facts, right? So why you would come to my channel for that is kind of hilarious to me, in all honesty, right? So I know that the majority of the people that watch my channels because they don't even know who these people are that I'm talking. I get that comment. They're like, I don't even know who these people are, right? But they do it because they watch my videos. You guys watch my videos, and you're so kind to, and I love that, right? Because you allow me to be my most hilarious self and tell funny stories or cry on video or, you know, sing Annie tunes or pick a song of the day. I mean, you guys just let me be myself, and it's so freeing and liberating, and it just, you know, I live by the motto of being too much, and the fact that I get to be too much and you allow me to be too much on camera and live that out loud, it's just, it's so liberating. I don't even think you guys have any idea, right? So, like, I don't take any offense to when people timestamp my videos. I think I did way back in the day because I thought people were kind of missing the point, but I think people now know that what my channel's about, you know what I mean? So, now, I mean, there are times that I talk very seriously about situations to do with Colleen Ballinger and James Charles and other things that have come up from time to time, but that's not always the case, right? So anyway, there was a person that had changed their profile name to Peter Monn Timestamp Channel. Well, I called them out in my funny ha-ha video where I did the apologies, and I said something about it, right? Well, they stopped timestamping my videos after that, right? So then I go over here and I look at this where they said, unfortunately, Peter does not mention Sally Joe in this video. And I look at the profile name. Are you ready? The profile name is Sally Joe Timestamps. And I was like, oh no, man. This is too much. I literally lost it. So whoever you are out there, you have a fantastic sense of humor, and I lived for this. Okay, so thank you so much for those 2 funny comments. There were a lot of funny comments. You guys leave me funny comments all the time, and I really, really appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into, I'm looking at my notes, and the first one says Sally Joe Timestamp Channel, and the second one says Buddy comment, and I'm like, who is Buddy? What was Buddy? Like, Buddy? Like, what am I supposed to be talking about with Buddy? And I'm like, oh, pussy. My pussy brings all the boys to the yard, and then what? As James Charles stands there completely alone with his father in the background, talking about his pussy. I cannot imagine, like, you know, he played that video back and talked about, like, how cringe it was, but you could tell he didn't think it was cringe at all. And then he posted it not only on his TikTok of him playing it back and watching it, but he also played it on his Instagram. James, I think what's cringe is the fact that your father is in the background while you're talking about shoving a burrito up your pussy, okay? I think that is cringe. So if for that reason alone, you are not embarrassed that you are sitting there with your father in the background, and listen, I am a very sex-positive person, okay? And I've had many conversations with both of my parents and my stepmother about sex, okay? They don't need to know details, and I don't need to know their details, okay? But when you are sitting there, and I don't care how drunk you are, then you don't need to be getting that drunk around your parents. You need to hold your spirits. And I don't care if it's your launch day or not, okay? From somebody that didn't even drink a couple years ago and now has done multiple videos of getting drunk on video, okay? And every time you get drunk on video, you always show your ASS. And no, I'm not talking about your pussy, okay? I'm showing that you are cringe, okay? And maybe you need to take that into consideration. But if your father is in the background and you are talking about shoving a burrito up your pussy, that is so embarrassing. You owe an apology to your father. That is disgusting. Anyway, I digress. So let's get into this. The first thing I want to talk about is when I mentioned in my video about Tati yesterday that, and I got like, I honestly, I thought I would get a lot more comments about it after I watched the video back, and then I kind of like looked into it a little bit more, and I got this email from somebody that also forwarded me their comment. And I looked, and I only got like 3 comments about it, but I think it's important enough that I address this, okay? So I had made a comment in the video yesterday that Tati said in her whatever, breaking my silence video, something to the effect of that she didn't need to contact authorities or the victims, okay? And I speculated that it was interesting to me why she would say that, because if she mentioned authorities, then she would have to, like, then she was implying that they were minors and things like that, right? And I was very confused by this, because the only reason why she would say authorities if they were minors, because if they were like 22, there would be no reason unless a crime had been committed, okay? And she was, because some states, if you know of a crime, you have to report it, right? That I wasn't sure why she was saying that she would have to report it to the authorities. And so I was assuming from that she was alleging that it was some kind of child abuse that occurred, which means that it was a minor, right? Okay. And that she said she didn't have a duty to report. Well, I had Google searched it, okay? And I had looked into it. And when I looked into it, I originally looked into it just like Google searching, like, what's the reporting law and things like that, right? Because in different states, there are different laws, right? Well, let me read you the email that I got. Well, first of all, I got a couple different comments about it. I want to make sure that so people don't feel left out. Hold on just a second. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that because I got like 2 comments about it. Someone said, 4622, Tati is a YouTuber. She wasn't a mandated reporter. I'm confused by that comment. Okay, and then I got this email. Hold on a second. And this person was very, very nice and reached out to me and said that they have a master's degree in social work, which I have as well. And they shared with me their comment that they had left in the video. And they said, "Hi, Peter. Actually, Tati is right. It wasn't her place to contact the authorities. Fellow MSW here and child welfare professional for almost 24 years in California. Anyway, you did accurately quote the Child Abuse and Neglect Reporting Act as found in the California Penal Code, but you misunderstood who is required to report. As you said, mandated reporters are required to report, but no one else is required to report. Now we can have a conversation about morality or ethically versus legality in this situation, but only specific positions as listed are those required to report, and YouTuber is not listed there." And it goes on and talks about like educator, teacher, parent, guardian, things like that, okay? And to go one step further, someone who is mandated reporter by profession is not mandated to report when they are not working in their profession. For instance, and the reason I want to clarify this is because, number one, I got it wrong, okay? And I need to correct it because I believe in correcting myself when I get things wrong. But number two, because I think it's important information for people to know, okay? She says, "For instance, for me at work, I must report if I see or suspect child abuse. On the weekends, hanging out with friends and family, I am not. Would I? Yes, but the law does not require me to do so. Anyway, I hear what you were saying about Tati, but as a YouTuber colleague and or a friend of James Charles, she was not required by law to report. Thanks for reading. Love your content. You're always so fair and reasonable." And I just want to say thank you so much. And I responded to her email and said I'm going to correct this in my next video that I do about Tati. Okay, now I want to explain to you the road that I went down on when I was looking this up, okay? And the first thing that I came upon was in Indiana, where I live. And what was so interesting about this when I Google searched it further, and so you should probably know the laws in your own state, because there are only a few states that have mandatory reporting laws for everybody, okay? And Indiana is actually one of those states, unless I am completely misunderstanding this. Now, as a trained social worker, I understood, okay, that it was my duty to inform when I was working, okay? Like, I understood that back then, and I don't know if they've changed it since then. But when I read this, it says, Indiana is a mandatory reporting state. Anyone who suspects a child has been neglected or abused must, by law, make a report. Can the person make the report remain anonymous? It goes on to talk about Division of Child Services to protect the identity of those reporting or neglect allegations. What are mandatory reporting laws for Indiana? Any individual who has reason to believe, any individual, not just designated mandated reporters, okay? Any individual who has reason to believe that a child is a victim of child abuse or neglect must make a report. If you suspect child abuse or neglect, anonymous reports are accepted. Failure to make a report, and this is what I was referencing in the video, can be a Class D misdemeanor, okay? And then it goes on, it lists other states. Utah is another state. The state of Utah designates a mandated reporter as any person who has a reason to believe that a child has been subjected to abuse or neglect, okay? And that's of May 10th of 2023 by the Division of Child and Family Services. The thing that's interesting when you go through here and you look at it, okay, is that there are only, hold on, where did I find this? There are only a few states that have this law. Okay, the term Institutional reporting refers to those situations in which the mandated reporter is working or volunteering as a staff member of an institution. It goes on to talk about all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. It goes on to say, in approximately 18 states and Puerto Rico, any person who suspects child abuse or neglect is required to report. Of these 18 states, 15 states and Puerto Rico specify certain professionals who must report, but also require all persons to report suspected abuse or neglect, regardless of profession. The other 3 states, Indiana, New Jersey, and Wyoming, require all persons to report without specifying any professions. In all other states, territories, and the District of Columbia, any person is permitted to report. These voluntary reporters of maltreatment are often referred to as permissive reporters. So, I got it completely wrong per the state of California, because I was going off of information for the state that I live in, Indiana. And then when I looked it up in California and I read about mandated reporters, for me, I just got it like confused in my head of this. I was thinking it was similar to Indiana, which it was not. So I want to make that very, very clear. Toddy had no obligation to report in the state of California, okay? She was not a mandated reporter. Now, if she lived in the state of Indiana, it would be different. If she suspected abuse of a minor, okay? And I don't even know if that was what the situation was going on at that time. And I don't want to put that on her because I was just speculating that it was interesting to me that she used the word authorities. But I want to make sure that I clarified myself. So anyway, very interesting when you look into all of that, though. A lot more than I knew, right? Okay, so I want to say thank you for the people that brought that to my attention and to the person that emailed me. I don't want to call you out, but I really, well, your comments on my video, but I really appreciate you for bringing that to my attention. And there were several other comments, not many, but there were a couple other comments about this on the video. So I wanted to make sure that I came out and corrected myself. Okay. The next thing is I want to talk about this comment that I received where this person said on here, hold on a second. Let me get to it. Toddy apologized. She never retracted. I dare you to find a clip where she retracts it, because even in her apology to James, she doesn't ever say, I take back what I said. So, ... prove me wrong, LOL. Well, girl, okay. Now, you're the same person that came for me and I read your comment in the video. I did prove you wrong on the fact that you said that she never blamed Shane and Jeffrey. So I don't know why you're not coming for me on that, because you got proved wrong for that, okay? So now you want to double down and say that Toddy didn't retract her statement. Okay, Toddy did not get in a video and say, I am retracting my statement. If for you, because you are such a protector, okay, of this whole situation, okay, and you are a predator protector, because that's what is obvious by your statement, okay, and if by your statement, it is so important for you that I come out in a video and I say, Toddy Westbrook never officially retracted her statement and said in a video, I retract my statement, have at it, girl, okay? You believe what you want to believe all day long and stand by these sick-ass people, okay? Toddy Westbrook got in the video that you're referring to, and I proved this in my video yesterday, and she looked in the camera, okay? And she said, I apologize, James, for ever uploading that video. Now, what do you think she's apologizing for? She's apologizing for everything that was ever stated in that video. And she took down the video. What more of a retraction do you want, okay? Your stand-up of these people is really confusing to me, all right? Now, I just want to prove a point to you, since you want to keep on gunning for this, okay? You don't want to say nothing about the fact that I proved that she did come for Jeffrey and Shane in the video. Where's your comment about that, okay? So since you want to keep on gunning for this, if anybody watching this video felt that Tati looking at James and apologizing for uploading the video and also taking down the video, okay? If you believe that that is a retraction, please put that in the comment section below and you can read the results. And then we'll go with what the comment people have to say, okay? Because it's all where the comment people believe. So whatever they have to say is where we're going to go. Now this is going to stop, so hold on just a second. But I ain't going to keep on fighting with you, okay? You want a gun for a predator? You want to have at it? Why won't this camera stay straight? You want to keep on protecting a predator? Protect a predator. I don't care, okay? That's your business. You want to make that your business? You want to make that your fight to fight? Listen, I got greater fights to fight, okay, for justice. You want to side on the side of a predator and say she didn't retract her statement? All right, girl. I'll let you have that. You do that. Okay, girl. She never officially got in a video and said, I retract my statement. Is that what you need me to say? But she did apologize for ever uploading the video, and she took the video down. To me, actions speak louder than words. So to me, that's a retraction, okay? When you look up the definition of retraction, retraction is a withdrawal. When you withdraw something, okay, that means you take it down and you apologize for your actions. A withdrawal. She took the video down. Do you not understand the definition of a retraction? Google search it. Google's an amazing thing. You can learn a lot, sweetheart, off of Google, okay? The next thing I want to address is that somebody said, okay, hold on just a second. Because I think this is a really important comment to talk about. So somebody said, let me read the comment. Somebody said in here, let me get through all these. Okay, I've got some receipts. Okay, where is it at? Comment about Tati was right all along. I think it was a lot sooner than all this. Hold on just a second, because that's in the affiliate links. We're getting to that real soon. Hold on a second. Somebody said something to the effect of that Tati was right all along and the internet bullied her into making her retraction. What retraction? What retraction? The retraction that girl said never happened? Okay. So this person said, the thing that gets me is that Tati was right all along, but the whole internet bullied her into retracting. And I don't think this is a nasty statement. I think this is an opinion. And not all of these things I'm going to read do I believe are nasty comments. A lot of them are comments that I feel like I just need to address, okay? Now, I just want to say this. From things that I know that happen behind the scenes and from what I watch going on at the whole time, okay? When you look at what happened and what happened over time, and that Tati originally came out with her video coming and gunning for James Charles and saying all these things, okay? Then she later comes out and she hides behind legal and she says that she's met with James Charles and that they have forgiven each other, okay? And that James wanted to sit in the video with her. And the whole video is all her blaming Jeffree and Shane. This is not that the internet bullying her into retracting her statement, okay? And I'm not taking your opinion away from you because I understand, and I have to say, I believed that for a very long time. I believed that the internet bullied Tati Westbrook, okay? Or maybe bullied, I don't really like that word overused, but I feel like maybe they forced her into rethinking her stance, okay? Because people were saying, you're being too cruel on James, this, blah, blah, blah. James came out with his video and whatever, right? I do not, in retrospect, believe that that is what happened, okay? I believe that James came to her and he showed her edited pieces of text messages. He showed her what he wanted to show her, okay? He showed her what he knew would coerce her, and because she talks about being coerced and manipulated by Shane and Jeffree, she was coerced and manipulated by James Charles as well. That's why she doesn't follow him anymore. That's why they're not friends. Even though in this latest video talking about him, the Breaking My Silence video, they've made up, they're friendly again and things like that. But they have had no interaction since then, and she has completely unfollowed him. She doesn't speak of the man, okay? And yes, he is a man. He's not a kid, okay? So she doesn't speak of him whatsoever, right? That's because she has learned the truth. And she also realizes that he manipulated her greatly. And what I believe happened when she talks about these screenshots and these text messages that he showed her, I believe that he sat down and he showed her only what he wanted her to see, okay? Which led her to believe even further that Jeffree and Shane were manipulating her behind the scenes, which I don't deny. I believe that they fully were manipulating her behind the scenes, okay? I believe that Shane and Jeffree were over here and James was over here and they were using Tati in the middle to play a game against each other, okay? It was the whole thing was really about Jeffree Star and James Charles being so jealous of each other and their game to get to the top, okay? Because if you remember before that, before any of this stuff happened, all the drama channels, you want to talk about a 30, 40,000 viewed video would be James Charles gets bigger than Jeffree Star by 100,000. Jeffree Star gets bigger than James Charles by 100,000. I mean, those would get 40,000 views on a video when we would do them, right? And talk about how they were growing on each other and things like that. And then all this happens. And no, what it was that Jeffree Star could not handle that James Charles' fame was too, like, that he was growing too big and getting too big and things like that, right? Okay. So he elicits Shane Dawson's help and gets Shane to do this whole series for him, but he's still threatened because he thinks that James' release and his partnership with Morphe and all this kind of stuff is going to really screw them, okay? And they're not going to get to have the release that he wants, so he's got to get James Charles out of the way. Now, I'm not saying that what Jeffree and Shane knew about James Charles wasn't true, because I think 100% it was true. I think Jeffree Star knows a lot about a lot of people, like Tati said, right? And I think this was a time that Jeffree Star was willing to play that card. Because he knew that if he played this card at this point in time, okay, that it was going to be very beneficial to his career to get James Charles out of the way. This is like Big Brother and Survivor and all these alliances and things like that. It's really no different than that, okay? So he played this card, and he had Toddy do it for him, which, unbeknownst to her, right, I have a feeling that the conversations that occurred behind the scenes were, Toddy, you have been, and I'm just speculating, but this is what I believe. Toddy, you have had similar things happen to you in your personal life. Toddy, you've shared these things. You've shared these stories. Toddy, you have shared these things with Shane Dawson, okay? These are serious topics. Are you seriously going to let James Charles get away with this? And if I come out and say it as Jeffree Star, he's not going to listen to me, and everybody's going to say that I'm jealous. Everybody knows Shane's making a series, so everybody's going to just think that Shane's stirring up drama. Toddy, it has to come from you, because everybody knows how close you are with James Charles. Everybody knows how much that you care about him and you love him. James will probably only listen to you. You are the one that it has to come from. They completely manipulated her, okay? And yes, she allowed herself to be manipulated. And nobody forced her hand to make the video. She chose to do that, okay? But can you imagine the bitterness that she felt and how she was played by Jeffree Star? And when you watch the Breaking the Silence video, she 100% blames Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. She believes that they were a huge part of all of her feeling upset and her anxiety and all this kind of stuff for the last couple years, right? Okay. So then James Charles comes to her with receipts to prove to her that they were even doing things worse behind the scenes. No, this wasn't the internet bullying Toddy Westbrook into taking a retraction. This was James Charles coercing her and manipulating her to believe the other side. She flipped to the other side, okay? Because she so badly wanted to believe that Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson were such horrible people, which maybe they are. I believe all these people are really horrible people, okay? And then when she realized after that she had been used by James Charles again, okay, that's when Toddy just wiped her hands clean and said, I am done with all of it. I don't want any part of this. This is some evil, dark negativity. I don't want any part of it, and I am done with all of it. And like I said in my video yesterday, I don't blame her, okay? And people were jumping to conclusions and saying, well, or Toddy has humanity, and Toddy says, I said that at the end of my video. I don't know. Y'all don't wait till the very last part of my videos. You're going to miss a lot, okay? I said that in there. I said Toddy got played. I shared in there that I had been played by romantic partners and friends and things like that, and that I felt betrayed. I shared very personal stories at the end of my video about how I felt betrayed, and I felt hurt, and I felt, looking back on it, damn, I got played. You know, and that she's a human being and that adults can get played too. I said that at the beginning of my video, so I don't know why I got all these comments from people that were like, well, I don't know why you can't see that Toddy is a human being. I said that in my video. Did y'all miss that part? You guys pick and choose what you want to hear in my videos and then come for me with it. And I'm like, no, that's not what I said. Don't misconstrue what I said, because I'm going to quickly come back on video, because this is my standing up for myself era, okay? So if you're going to misconstrue something that I say in a video and put that out there for the world to believe, you better trust that I'm going to come back and correct myself, okay? Whether I get it wrong or whether I get it right and you got it wrong, okay? So anyway, but that's what happened. It wasn't that Toddy Westbrook was bullied by the internet. Now, I have to say, I understand why people believe that. And I don't think that your comment or your opinion is way out of, you know, stance. I mean, I think it makes sense that people believe that. But I don't believe that that is what happened behind the scenes. I think this was Toddy's way to get back at Jeffree and Shane, because now she had evidence from James Charles. And then after the fact, when all the evidence came out and the victims started talking, then she was like, damn, well, they're all sick people, right? So I got played and manipulated and betrayed by all of them, right? And that's what really happened. But no, that was a coercive piece of James Charles and Toddy Westbrook to get back at Jeffree and Shane for what they had done, okay? That 100%, if you look at the timing of that and all of that when that happened, that was the timing of that and the palette releases and all that kind of stuff. That was Toddy Westbrook and James Charles completely coming from for Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. And I'm not saying that she didn't have a right to do that, but that's what that was. That was not the internet bullying her, okay? This was war, and they were hitting back, is what it was. So just to make that very, very clear. Okay, so now we can get off the Toddy Westbrook stuff, and let's talk about the affiliate links. So I got a lot of questions. Where am I at? My Lord, these videos go so long these days, I can't even believe it. Okay, so I got a lot of questions about affiliate links, okay? And a lot of really fair questions. Hold on a second. Let me get to all these comments. A lot of really fair questions about the affiliate links and people not really understand the affiliate links and things like that. So I want to make this very, very clear. Okay. So I got this question. Somebody said, hold on a second. Now I'm going to read this because this is a long comment, okay? But I got a couple other comments too. And somebody said, I mean, it's a very nice comment, but somebody said, I mean, the disclosure regulations state it must be clear and conspicuous to a reasonable consumer as well as in a noticeable place. And this is talking about Tati Westbrook leaving at the very bottom where she says, it's way after her disclosures, or her links. It's way after her social links. It's way after her email. It's after all of that. And she says some of these links may be affiliate links. She certainly didn't do the absolute most, but the disclosure is in her description box, and it clearly does clearly state there are affiliate links. It would be at the discretion of the FTC to regard her as disclosure as non-compliant, I suppose. No, she disclosed inappropriately. I'm also no expert on FTC guidelines. I think you should be better acknowledging that since you are not I think you should be better acknowledging that since you are not formally representing the FTC, that you are also not an expert unless you used to work there, in which case I retract my statement. Now, I never worked with the FTC and I don't claim to be an expert, but I can read the FTC guidelines and so can you, okay? So let's just not play dumb about this, all right? But the consumer does hold some responsibility for reading disclosure information provided. Absolutely not. That is not in the FTC anywhere that the consumer holds responsibility for that. It is the responsibility, the sole responsibility of the person with the disclosure. Okay, that is absolutely 100% inaccurate. And you're wanting to protect somebody that you love, and I understand that, but you're wrong, is what you are. Okay, and I'm going to prove it here in a second because it's important that you understand this information. Because I'm tired of people coming over here, and when I come for Jaclyn Hill, they're like, yeah, get her. But I come and I say something about Tati not disclosing affiliate links. Now, wait a second, that's not fair. No, if anybody's going to do it, I'm going to call it out. If it's Jaclyn Hill, I'm going to call it out. If it's Tati Westbrook, I'm going to call it out, okay? So just because you like some of these people more than others, don't think I'm not going to call it out. Tati Westbrook did not disclose appropriately, period, okay? This person says the wording is specific. You're right, the wording is specific, and I'm going to show you in just a second, from the FTC guidelines. When the reference reasonable consumer, they're not simply stating that the standards for what people should or should not be held responsible for noticing are so specific that it must be impossible for anyone to miss. With that exact wording, there is legal room to also expect the consumer themselves to be reasonably reading everything provided for them. Are they reading everything before they click and make a decision to purchase? I know I don't always, so I understand the frustration, but the law is tricky like that sometimes. It's not always in favor of the consumer, okay? And it goes on and on and on. It seems within reasonable expectation in the eyes of the law for most people to, if they're so concerned, even if it's not mentioned above each and every individual link, which it has to by FTC law, read through the information provided to confirm whether or not they're affiliate links. That's not their responsibility as a consumer. I'm sorry, it's not, okay? And you're incorrect. And I don't know what you read, but you're incorrect. Just like the law deems it responsible that 18-year-olds high school goes on. Okay, I can't find anything stating explicitly that what she did could result in charges. Could you point me in the direction of this information if it exists more specifically other than what I'm referencing? Like perhaps an example of what not to do that the FTC has provided. I'm genuinely curious now. Thank you for the entertaining video. You're welcome, and I appreciate you leaving this nice comment at the very end of it. Okay, that doesn't take away from the fact that you're incorrect. Okay, and it's just an opinion, and everybody has opinions. But then there are facts, okay? And you can go to the FTC guidelines like I did, okay? And you can read all these things. Here it is. That it's on, you can read it on these legal sites like Termly, and then you can also read it on the FTC guidelines. I mean, I have it, you guys, so much of this listed. Hold on just a second. Okay. So, this is actually, here, let me get to the very first part of this. My Lord! And then there was somebody that said, hold on a second, I wanted to read this other comment because somebody said something about when she approached, if she, they said something about if she did it properly, and I said, that's right, if she did it properly, but she didn't do it properly. She didn't disclose properly, and I'm sorry that you guys love Tati so much that you believe that she did, but she didn't, okay, and that's the truth, all right? The affiliate disclosure needs to be included in the content itself. In the case of YouTube videos, that means it needs to appear in the video. There are two ways of doing this. You can either announce the sponsorship visually at the beginning of the video, or you can read an audio disclosure. In that video of the Amazon Prime videos, Tati Westbrook never once said, these are affiliate links. You can go back and watch the video. I have, okay? This is per the FTC Affiliate Disclosure Guide and Examples. You can Google search this, okay? What are the FTC guidelines for affiliate disclosure? Links and site navigations are not adequate disclosures. The disclosure must appear before the affiliate links. I have read this in 20,000 videos. I don't know why I need to keep on doing this. So please, somebody, date stamp this video so that people can come back to this and they can reference this, okay? It says right here, per the FTC guidelines of 2023, and no, this is not new. This has existed for years and years and years, okay? As far back as 2017, the disclosure must appear before affiliate links, okay? It cannot appear at the very bottom. End of story, okay? These are FTC affiliate disclosure guideline requirements. Disclosures must be clear and conspicuous. Using notations like affiliate or hashtag affiliate does not meet FTC guidelines. So saying some of these are affiliate links does not meet the guidelines, okay? And it goes on to say, all these things, if you inconspicuously, and this is straight, okay, if you inconspicuously include an affiliate disclosure in your content in an attempt to draw the least amount of attention, you're likely not compliant with FTC guidelines, like putting it at the very bottom and saying some of these are links, okay? The way your FTC affiliate disclosure is presented will vary based on where and how you include promotions, okay? And it goes on to say all this kind of stuff. The disclosure must appear before affiliate links. Your FTC disclosure must appear before the link, leading to the brand. I'm getting heated because I feel like I have to talk about this on all these videos, and then people still say, well, she did that. No, she didn't do it. She didn't. Go look at her video. Call me a liar. She didn't do it. And if it's there today, she changed it. And I've got screenshots to prove that it wasn't done, okay? The FTC advises that the disclosure should appear as close to the beginning of the content as possible, or whereas the audience is likely to first look within the content. Disclosures must be clear and conspicuous. If you make any attempt to conceal the nature of your relationship with a brand, your FTC disclosure isn't compliant. Using tiny fonts, colors that blend in with the page's background, or any other trick to conceal that compensation is being received does not satisfy FTC guidelines, okay? Using notations like affiliate or hashtag ad does not meet FTC disclosure guidelines. Disclosures must clearly convey the relationship between the affiliate and the brand without an additional click. Users must clearly understand what's being disclosed and why without needing to investigate on their own. See, it's not on the consumer. If they have to follow a link like click here to read my affiliate disclosure or an Amazon storefront, okay, that doesn't satisfy the FTC guidelines. However, this type of disclosure is acceptable. This post contains affiliate links for which I may receive compensation. You can go see my Peterisms video and my review video if you want to see how it's done correctly. Please click here to read my full FTC affiliate disclosure policy. You have to say you're getting compensation for it, okay? She doesn't say she's getting compensation. She doesn't even say which links are affiliate links. So I'm sorry that you believe so firmly in your incorrectness, but you're wrong, okay? Now let's go over here and let's read straight from the FTC guidelines, okay? Advertising without proper proof can prove costly under new notice of penalty offenses. This is from April 13th of 2023, and this is on the FTC website, okay? And it goes in here to say, talking about the new things that they're doing and things like that. Misrepresenting that endorsement. Okay, misrepresenting an endorser goes on. Failing to disclose a connection between an endorser and seller of a product if that connection might materially affect the weight or credibility of the endorsement or review, and if consumers wouldn't reasonably expect that connection, okay? And then it goes on, latest FTC notice of penalty offenses tells 700 plus national advertisers that deceptive endorsements can lead to financial penalties. This is from 2021. This isn't even from this year, okay? And it talks about how they sent out these notices of penalty offenses, okay? Now, what the FTC is doing now is they are sending out these notices of penalty offenses first. If they continue to engage in that, then they will fine them. And it says right here, since you asked for this, you could have Google searched this as well, okay? But since you wanted to leave the comment and not do your own research, I'll do the research for you so that all these other people can be educated on it. I was wrong about the $42,000. I was completely incorrect. I have been citing $42,000, okay? That they could be fined per incident $42,000. That was absolutely 100% incorrect. That was a previous amount, and I shouldn't have done that. Companies that receive this notice and nevertheless engage in prohibited practices can face civil penalties of up to $50,120 per violation. Per violation, that means per link of Tati Westbrook's non-disclosure. $50,000. I was wrong. I said 42. It's actually $50,000. It's on the FTC guidelines. You can go read it yourself. Okay? I am so done in doing research for people that want to say, well, that's not true, or this isn't going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Go read the FTC guidelines and see all the people that they are filing. They have filed $5 billion against Facebook. They're coming for TikTokers, they're coming from Instagrammers, they're coming from YouTubers. I'm just trying to inform the consumer, okay, of what you have a right to when people should be disclosing. And no, it is not the consumer's responsibility to look and find if something is an affiliate link. And quite frankly, if I have to go to the links that I went to in Tati's video to disclose whether or not it's an affiliate link, which she has so secretly done, okay, then she is being more deceptive than I ever believed, okay? And for that one video, if she were sent a notice and she left that video up because somebody said, well, can they go back and whatever? No, they have to go back and change those things. They can't leave those things up. No. And these laws, you guys, just so you know about disclosing affiliate links appropriately, these are not new things from, because somebody said something about this is a new law. No. This is not new, okay? The new things are about how specifically they're doing it, who they're going after, how much they're charging, and things like that, okay? But the disclosure of the affiliate links and sponsorships for advertisers, YouTubers, influencers, that has been around, you guys, for many, many years, okay? That's been around for 8 to 10 years. That's nothing new, all right? They're just cracking down and getting more specific about it. So these people that have been doing it for years, they've known they are supposed to do it for years. And the companies that they do it for can be fine too. Not to mention that when you go over, and you can read this as well, the Amazon guidelines, Tati Westbrook could have her Amazon storefront taken down and her ability to have Amazon links taken down because she didn't disclose appropriately. That is listed in the Amazon requirements for being an Amazon associate, okay? She could have her Amazon, she could have all of her connections with Amazon taken down for that. So it's not just the FTC, it's Amazon as well. So all these people that want to come out here and just excuse all this stuff, I'm just like, enough already, okay? I know y'all love these people, but enough is enough. Now, I had a video that I was going to talk, I was going to end up talking about the people supporting people in this video. People who need people. Manny needs James. James needs Colleen. All these people that need each other. But you know what? I think I'm going to make that video for another day. Because listen, this video about done giving me a heart attack. Okay? So anyway, I love you guys so much. For those of you out there, look, I'm editing my video right now by moving my camera. For those of you out there that aren't having 65-degree weather like me and have your hoodies on and are ready for Hollywood. I'm ready for Hollywood. For those of you out there that are ready for Halloween like me, but you're still in the 100-degree heat, all I got to say to you is one thing, okay? Don't get your pussy burnt. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.